From a team full of excitement and promise to one that had a nightmare of a season, that of course would be Arizona State Volleyball. Joining me to break down the season that was is Alex Gaul. And Alex, to put it simply, it wasn't pretty. 20 straight losses and finished the season without a Pac-12 win. So with such a young team, what can they possibly learn from this season full of struggles?
Well, Braiden, I'm going to say something that sounds completely crazy. ASU Volleyball is not a bad team. They had benefit of having Hallie Harker on the back line, who led the Pac-12 in digs this season. They also had Nicole Peterson, who finished 6th in assists. We can't forget about the athleticism provided by Aluma Okaro, who finished 3rd in kills. So really, we talk about this team having a lot of good parts, but they weren't able to put it together for the entire match, and that's why they lost all 20 of their Pac-12 matches.
You brought up a good point there. It seemed like they competed pretty much every single game. They could just never pull off a full match to get a win. So as this team moves forward, they graduate 2 of their best players and leaders in Okaro and Harker. What did they lose in them, and how can they possibly replace their production?
Well, we talk about Harker, one of the all-time leaders for ASU in the number of digs she had. So they lose a large part of their defense, and no one's going to be able to provide the level of athleticism that Aluma Okaro can provide. So it's really not going to be about replacing them fully, but really about hiding the fact that they're not going to be there. So that's going to come down to their outside hitter spot. They have 2 good young players in Greer Hughes and Ivana Yeremich, who both had good seasons this year, but just inconsistent seasons. So if they are able to become more consistent over the course of the next few seasons, the future is looking up for ASU Volleyball, but it's going to take a while to put those pieces together.
And finally, what does the future of this program look like, and what is the outlook for next year and beyond?
Well, it's really going to come down to how well the coaching staff can take the players that they already have. And Sonia Tomasevich has done a great job this season in acting coach Carlos Moreno when he was in for Tomasevich when she was on maternity leave. They're just really going to have to mesh the new players that they're going to get from recruiting. And if they can recruit well, that's going to bode very well. But if they can mesh the players that they already have with the players that they recruit, it's really going to bode well for them in the future. And this team could be really something to look out for in the future.
So patience, the name of the game, if you will, for Arizona State Volleyball. Alex, great coverage all year long on this team. Thank you very much for joining me.